Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Israeli airstrikes have been reported in Tehran as the Israeli military warns people in parts of the Iranian capital to evacuate. The IDF says people in parts of Tehran's District 3 should leave as it targets military infrastructure in the area. Here, extraordinary footage from the Iranian state TV channel, the Islamic Republic of Iran News Network, as it was hit by an airstrike. Debris falling into the studio during a live broadcast. Earlier, Israel said it had full aerial operational control over Tehran 4 days after launching strikes on the country. Iran has accused Israel of hitting a hospital in the west of the country. Officials say at least 19 people have been killed in Israel and 224 people in Iran since Friday, when the two countries began launching attacks.
Major Western countries provide Israel with military aid, financial aid. Even at the time of reconstruction, the Israelis will have the upper hand because they have access to financial resources that Iran does not. Meanwhile, Iran is under an arms embargo. It cannot replace its lost assets, and it would be very difficult for Iranians to replace anything. This conflict, unfortunately, has the capacity and potential to become a full, all-out war in the region.
A man has been arrested on suspicion of killing a Democratic state lawmaker and her husband after a 2-day manhunt in the U.S. state of Minnesota. The chase came to an end in a wooded rural area west of Minneapolis, where he surrendered peacefully and ended up crawling towards officers. Vance Luther Bolter is charged with killing Melissa Hortman, a Minnesota Democrat, and her husband Mark. State Governor Tim Walz called it a politically motivated assassination. He is also alleged to have shot and wounded Democratic State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, who are now both awake in hospital.
A moment in this country where we watched violence erupt. This cannot be the norm. It cannot be the way that we deal with our political differences. Now's the time for us to recommit to the core values of this country. And each and every one of us can do it.
Investigators have recovered the cockpit voice recorder from the crashed Air India flight, a key step in uncovering what caused last week's deadly accident. The London-bound Air India aircraft crashed soon after taking off on Thursday from the western Indian city of Ahmedabad. At least 270 people have been killed, most of them passengers. The CVR captures audio from the cockpit, including pilot conversations, alarms, and ambient sounds. The flight data recorder, which logs crucial flight parameters like altitude, speed, and engine performance, has already been recovered from the debris.
Of over-representation.
The UK Home Secretary Yvette Cooper says the government will make it a formal requirement for ethnicity and nationality data to be collected for all child sexual abuse cases. A report into sexual abuse carried out by grooming gangs in England and Wales says there was a collective failure to address questions about the ethnicity of grooming gangs. The report found the ethnicity of grooming gangs is shied away from and is still not recorded for 2/3 of perpetrators.
In the local data that the audit examined from 3 police forces, they identify clear evidence of over-representation among suspects of Asian and Pakistani heritage men. And she refers to examples of organisations avoiding the topic altogether for fear of appearing racist or raising community tensions.
And leaders of some of the world's wealthiest countries have descended on a luxury mountain lodge nestled in Canada's Rockies for this year's G7 summit. The elite gathering comes as Western allies face numerous crises, from conflicts on 3 continents to global economic instability. Canada chairs the G7 this year and will host leaders of Italy, the US, France, Germany, the UK and Japan in Alberta. It is Mark Carney's first major international gathering as Canadian Prime Minister. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.